Alright, so in the background is just a bunch of my Last Man Standing gameplay. I played Last Man Standing for the entire first day it was out. I played probably about 12 or 13 hours of it. I was gone for a few hours, but I did play most of it. I streamed most of it as well. And I've got a few things that I think would make this game mode great. I've got a whole list here, so I'm just going to kind of go through them. This could be like a 20-minute video, I'm really not sure. But I'm going to get through everything on this list before I end the video. So just listen to my ideas, please. And, okay, so there's a few things that are kind of broken with solos. Obviously, teaming being the biggest thing. I like the idea of the team mode. I think we should have a solo mode for a solo queue. We should also have team modes for, you know, three-man teams or five-man teams. Something like that, you know, 8 teams of 3 or 5 teams of 5. Just some way to make teaming an actual thing. It's very fun to do. I was teaming for quite a while, and it was great, but it was kind of, you know, ruining it for everybody else. So that needs to be addressed. We do need to fix teaming. That should not be a thing unless it's, you know, an official thing. So the next thing I've got up here is random spawns. Now, people are going to say it's unfair, oh, I got a bad spawn, it's unfair, this game was bad. I mean, that's just how it goes, though. With all Battle Royale modes, there's always somebody who gets a great spawn, somebody who gets a bad spawn, and that's just the game mode. I think a lot of people who haven't played Battle Royale game modes before don't realize you'll probably play 5 or 6 solo games before you get a good spawn and a good start. And then when you get that good start, you get the momentum to build up and possibly win the game. That's just how it goes. You got to put that time in. You're not going to expect to win every single game. If you did, then it'd be flawed, and you would, you know, be making a lot of money every hour if you're playing competitive. You're expected to have bad spawns sometimes. I think random spawns should be added. I think it should be a thing. I don't think that everybody should just spawn together. It just doesn't seem right. It just feels weird, all spawning together at the same place, running to different areas. You know, trying to take control. When one person can get a really good spawn, one person can get a bad spawn, and that's just how the game goes. You just got to deal with that. So okay, that's I think random spawns should be added. The next thing I've got up is a cooldown at the start of the game. So I think, because when you're in the game, you know, everybody's got different ping, everybody's from different parts of the world when they're in a game. Everybody should be in the game, and then there should be a timer, you know, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever, before you can actually move. Because right now, when I was playing, you know, you start out, and somebody who's got really good ping, gonna get, you know, 2 squares ahead of you, gonna get to that chest first, gonna loot first. That just doesn't seem fair. With random spawns and with the cooldown when you get in there, before you can actually move, it'd make it a lot more balanced for the starting game. And I think that we should just have that, you know, just 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever it is. You're in there, you can't move, you can't do anything for the first 5 seconds or 10 seconds. And the timer's going, so you know when you can go. So everybody's kind of on a level playing field. Okay, so the next thing, trading. If in the solo mode, I don't think trading should even be allowed, it should be disabled. You shouldn't be allowed to trade in there. It should say something like, you know, you probably don't want to do that, or like just something, just don't allow trading in the solo mode. I'm going to assume from this video right now that teaming will be a thing. You know, there's going to be team game mode, so I'm going to go off the rest of this video under the assumption that there's a solo mode and a team mode. So everything I mentioned from now on is going to be like that, so just expect, you know, me to have the mindset of one mode is, you know, 25 solos, another mode is, you know, 8 teams of 3 or 5 teams of 5. So in solo mode, I don't think trading should be a thing. I don't think you should be allowed to trade people. That just seems kind of dumb, and it's going to, you know, encourage teaming, which shouldn't be a thing. Okay, so with teaming, again, solo players won't have the issue of teaming as much if there's an official teaming mode. You know, if there's an official 3-man team mode or 5-man team mode. People won't just go into solos teaming. They won't find fun in that. They'll find more fun, you know, spawning with their team and setting it up. So solo players will still have the solo mode mostly. That would fix it. It really would. So just gonna address that one more time. I do think that should be a thing. Okay, so let's move on from that. The next thing would be items and appearing when people drop them or appearing when people die. It takes, right now, if I was to kill somebody, and then somebody else, you know, I didn't know I killed them. I just did like 80 damage on them earlier in the game. Somebody comes around, does 20 damage on them, kills them. I don't know that the loot's there, or I see the loot, but I'm across the map. But the other guy who just killed him, finished the, you know, final blow, he's waiting there for 2 minutes or a minute and a half right now to get the loot. I think when you kill somebody, whether or not you've done the most damage, the loot should appear either instantly or within like 20 seconds maybe. It shouldn't be as long as it is right now, because, you know, those 2 minutes or that minute and a half where you're waiting for the loot, that's very crucial for the game. You know, I've been in the situation many times where I've killed somebody, I didn't do the most damage, so I've got to sit there for a minute and a half or 2 minutes waiting for the loot. I don't think that should be a thing. You know, I've played H1Z1 quite a lot. You kill somebody, a loot bag appears, anybody can loot it, and, you know, it's instant. You know, I drop a med kit for my teammate, it's instant, it's right there on the floor, ready to be picked up. Maybe not instant on this mode, but at least, you know, a much shorter cooldown for items to appear if you didn't do the most damage or if somebody dropped them. Now, dropping items, that's another big issue. It kind of falls into the same thing here, though. If somebody drops an item, it should appear in that same cooldown timer. You know, 20 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever it is. It just shouldn't be 2 minutes or a minute and a half, whatever it currently is. Because like I said, you know, it's very crucial for the game mode to have those 2 minutes. You know, you can't get those back, but, you know, if you wait there for the loot, you need that loot. Okay, so this is an idea a lot of people had. Make all the characters the same. Make them the same name. Make them called player. Make them, you know, the same character model. You know, the bald, you know, starting bot look. Give everybody the same look. I can agree with it. In solo mode, I can understand. If teaming was a thing, it wouldn't really be an issue. If there was teams, like an official team mode, it wouldn't be an issue. Maybe for teams, all the players on your team could have blue hair and a blue setup, and another person could have orange setup, you know, purple setup, green setup, yellow setup, red setup, whatever it is. That would be cool. For solo mode, I don't know if people need that. Maybe they do. But, you know, it's not a big thing, but, you know, it was a very popular idea, so I thought I'd throw it in here. So, you know, just so that that's addressed in case this video gets a good amount of views, you know, at least it's in there. But, you know, I don't really care too much about that. It's not a big issue to me, but I can understand why people want that. So here's another thing, removing the minimap altogether. I don't know if it's possible for their engine to do this, to black out the minimap completely. But maybe just make dots not appear on the minimap. You know, red dots, yellow dots. Or I don't think there's yellow dots in there, but white dots, you know, purple dots, green dots, all them. Maybe they shouldn't appear on the map unless you're in the official team mode. And then maybe your team can appear on the map, but nobody else. I would agree with that. You know, you shouldn't be able to see the whole, you know, area around you just from the minimap. You should have to look around and actually see where people are. You know, so if you're not looking, somebody could sneak up and, you know, get 10 squares away from you, and then all of a sudden you're caught off guard. So maybe remove dots from the minimap. That's kind of an idea that a lot of people had as well. Okay, so another thing people wanted was tools in the game at the start to be able to interact with the surrounding environment. You know, an axe, a pickaxe, a fishing net, you know, maybe add a few fishing spots. I'm not too keen on this. You know, I understand other game modes do have this. Other survival battle royale game modes have this, where, you know, you can hit a tree, or you can, you know, pick up a certain amount of items and then craft it into something. So I kind of like that idea. It's kind of cool. I don't know if it would be helpful in this game mode with RS, you know, putting RS perspective in. But it's a cool idea. So again, I'm going to throw that one in here. It's not my idea, but I did see it around. I thought about this. I don't know, I haven't seen anybody else suggest this. Infinite run. Other game modes, you know, other games that have battle royales, they have infinite run, or you can run for quite a while before your run is completely out. I think infinite run wouldn't be too big of an issue here. You know, being able to run for a very long time, or maybe a faster run regeneration, faster than 99 in agility. Maybe just like twice as fast as that, give us like 107 agility or whatever it is. I don't actually know how it works for run replenish, but Infinite run, I wouldn't have an issue with it, but I could see some issues coming up, especially if you're chasing somebody, they really can't get away in the RS scenario. So maybe it's not a great idea. But now I'm going to get into this idea. I really hope that people made it this far, because this is my idea, and I really think this is going to be what changes the game if this is added. So in the background, I've got some gameplay from a game called The Culling. I'm sure quite a few people have heard about it. It's similar to H1Z1, similar to Hunger Games. It's just that kind of style of game. You start out, you survive, last person alive wins, which is the Battle Royale, Hunger Games kind of game. And they have this cool thing in there called the Funk Shop, or Funk. And you can go up to these different places all around the map. And there's a few of them, you know, there's not a whole lot of them, but people know where they are. And you can turn in your junk to get something back out of it. So this is a great incentive to PK. This is the incentive to PK, right? Let's say you kill like 4 people, you just go on a rampage, but every single one of them drops a Rune Simi, Addy Legs, and a U Shortbow. You're not going to need 5 Rune Sims to win the game. You only need 1. You don't need 5 plate legs. You don't need 5 plate bodies, but you're going to end up picking them up because you don't want other people to have them. So this is the incentive right here. You pick up all those items, you kill a bunch of people, you turn those items in to one of these little shop places or little crates, chests, whatever you do, you use it on it, and you give every item a value. So somebody on Twitch actually suggested to me the idea of items having a value, and when they suggested that to me, I remembered The Culling. Their name was Rocky Aldares. They wanted me to shout them out if I mentioned it, so there you go, Rocky. Basically, so like a Rune Sim, for example, could have a value of 5, and Addy Plate Legs could have a value of 2, U Shortbow value of 2, all these things could have a different value. So if you have like 6 of them, and you don't want to use them, you're not going to use 6 Rune Sims in one game. You could turn that in, let's say a Rune Sim is worth value of 5. You turn that in, you get, you turn in 5 of them, you get 25 of this value back, and now you can use that 25 value to buy something else that you don't have that you need to win the game. So let's say you have all these plate legs and no plate body. Let's say you buy a plate body, the value of 10. You buy, a prey pot, value of, 12 or something, because pea pots are very, important. You buy a couple sharks, value of 4, something like that. So basically, you're turning in the junk items that you have that you don't want other people to have, but at the same time, you're not going to use. And now you've, upgraded yourself and got rid of a few items in the game to give yourself more of an advantage. This concept, when I thought about it, this is what this game mode needs. This is what it's lacking right now. You need a reason to kill people other than to, eliminate them. And this is the reason right here. You kill somebody, you get their items, you turn their items in that you don't have, that you already have and you don't need, and all of a sudden now you've got this big upgrade here. You've got rid of some items, and it's just a perfect setting for this game. It really needs it. I think maybe 3 of these like locations where you turn items in, and like I said, give every single item a value. So 10 arrows could be a value of 1. 10 runes could be a value of 1. Whatever it is, you turn these in, everything has its own value, and then you buy stuff back for a higher value. And, I don't know, I think it's a really good idea, and I really hope that this gets out to people. I hope they see this. If I post it on Reddit, I'm going to post it from that timestamp of me talking about this idea, because this is the idea that I really think is going to make Last Man Standing great. So just to go over it, my ideas that we need to add in here are, adding in the values of items, making them have a reason for you to kill people, making you have a reason to, get an upgrade, actively PK, a reason to PK, because there isn't really one right now. All you want to do is survive. You just want to hide and, hope for the best. Loot at the start, hide until the end, and then try to win. That's the current way it goes. So we got that. We got a bunch of ideas that I've seen on Reddit and other people post. We've got, disable trading, possibly add in a team mode, which would help solo players, because people who wanted a team would just play that mode. Start out with, random spawns, a cooldown timer, better gear to start out, a little bit of prayer, possibly infinite run. And then, you know, anything else I've said in there, I really hope you guys watched the video. If you did, all the way to the end, please leave a like. I'm going to end this clip, or end this video with a clip of me winning with 1 HP. It was on stream. This guy was helping me out with the game. You know, we were doing a 2-man team the whole game. We did just, you know, a death match to the end. Hope you guys enjoyed, and catch you next time. I'm 2 HP. I'm 2 HP. I'm 2 HP. No, come on. 1 HP. The 1 HP win. Yes. Oh my god.